when I got the call, I was in shock, and I'm a little bit emotional, I got to admit, but it was very cool. Thankful for Steve Cohen, thankful for the Mets organization and the people that make it up. And these are people that, we're all part of one family. And it's awesome that we get to see each other and be around each other a little bit. So I'm honored to be going in with these guys.
Yeah, similar to what Hojo said when Steve called. What a terrific surprise and a great honor. Certainly, anybody on this call, anybody knows that my story and my history, having grown up a Mets fan, I think what really went through my mind was, I think every little boy that dreamt of playing in the big leagues, and Hojo, I'm sure you're right there, you're just grateful and hope that you can make it. And then when that happens, and you establish yourself to some degree, there's a next level dream, fantasy, if you will, and it's play for the team that you rooted for as a kid. And it's real. I did. To think that 1,200 players wore the Mets uniform, and now there's 21, I think, Hojo and I, player wise. I know, Ethan, you said, 34, 35 of Hall of Famers. It's a great honor. It's a great recognition. I am truly grateful for what Steve Cohen, Alex Cohen, and Mets ownership has done. I've always thought that the Mets history is a prideful history. A lot of great players and people around the organization. I'm glad that I was asked or told that I'm going to be part of this great group.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm paid to speak for a living, and it's very hard for me to properly articulate my feelings here. I know that whenever I ruminate about anything to do with Mets games and specific moments that have been special to the team's history that I've been fortunate enough to broadcast, I've got this, it's kind of it's a default mechanism that I have in my system that immediately takes me back to 1969, to that 15-year-old kid who sat in the upper deck countless times that year, saw that season unfold, and really thought I was living a fairy tale. And those guys, the 1969 Mets, changed my life. I would not be doing what I'm doing, nor certainly would I be on this call today, if not for the 1969 Mets having convinced me that there was nothing you couldn't accomplish if you worked hard enough at it.
It's rather flabbergasting, I have to say. I think back to spending hundreds of nights sitting in the upper deck at Shea Stadium. Think about Lindsey, Ralph, and Bob under my pillow for West Coast night games. The Mets have been an enormous part of my life. I was a Mets fan from the time I was 6 years old, and I know that Howie feels the same way about this. In many ways, we have been representatives of the millions of people who care deeply about the Mets and have followed them over their 60-odd years. We're fans who got lucky and got a chance to bring our favorite team home to people. This is an honor that I could not have ever anticipated, and honestly, it's so otherworldly and so surreal to me. It kind of takes me back to sitting in the booth with Bob Murphy for 15 years and thinking, wait a second, I'm a 6-year-old kid listening to Bob Murphy under my pillow, and now I'm next to him working with him in the booth. It's that kind of feeling. It's like, I can't even believe this has happened. So my thanks to Steve Cohen and thanks to the Mets organization. And I couldn't be prouder and more honored.